Hey bitches! EveryLift, think of it as a remake of that 5-year-old EveryLift video I did. The so-called Ground 4 Points of Hell. Let's start with the first tower and see if there's anything that's changed. The Dover impulse is still there. I won't do the staff areas because they're for staff and I'm not staff. It would make sense to only do the main lifts, the accessible ones that you do not need admin privileges to do. I don't know that, but I don't think I should know. Whatever. Of course, everything owned by Hotel Land would exceed standards. Long. How long is this? Is this really long?
Going up.
Kinda generic.
Going down.
Here we are at this. In fact, another lift,
Going up.
which is a long. It gets longer and longer. I think it wasn't noticed as far as I remember, but the segments are really long. Not long, but
Going
very
down.
wide, which is actually not what long is. Here are the stairs, and a really special service elevator that I will not film. If you want me to film the service elevator, then why not film it yourself? So therefore, it is an EveryLift in name only, because not all of the
Going
lifts
down.
are filmed. But wait, since I coined the term EveryLift, why do people use random lifter instead of random EveryLift?
Going up.
Rather than using its lift tour time or random lift tour time or tour of the lifts or ElevaTOURs, EveryLift is like an independent label that is not associated by anyone. Of course, there is the universal toilet, which is for wheelchair users, but I don't think there's actual wheelchair mechanics in this game. The Westinghouse lifts are somewhat different.
Going up.
They now have voices too. I think there's a screen indicator now. I haven't really watched old EveryLift videos. This hotel is really famous in the Roblox Lift community. Not really that famous anymore, but it was quite well known and long lived too.
Going down.
In fact, it is actually way older compared to Ed Hotel. In fact, it's even way more than Ed Hotel, despite the fact that Ed Hotel is the modern version of of N Hotel. Fuck! I must said it wrong.
Going down.
They have what is the equivalent of pre-leveling, or advanced door opening, or opening while the lift is leveling. It's also fucking glass, so therefore it's so glass that you can see yourself going down. As a result, there will be no hotel room tours, because the lifts are prioritized. The elevators run on Cortex, which is pretty obvious, because it's been 6 minutes and
Going up.
I used to have 2 monitors. Now that I have one, I don't know why would that matter. The fitness center for people who want to experience the nature of fitness. Fuji Tech, and it looks like a fucking generic. When you think about it, there are Fuji Techs in Crate, but they don't look like those generics. Instead, they look like actual Fuji Techs. And I think they're very rare. I think there was an Otis. Huh? What was that? Oh, it's a lift that goes to a very special room. When you think about it, I actually filmed the Fujitech lift in Crate. And in my opinion, I prefer the ones in Crate over this. Strange enough, there's no floor tree. An Otis, unchanged after all of those fucking years. You can tell how much retconning Roblox places go under. First it was an artist lift, now it's a Dover lift, then it was modded into something else, then it became a really old lift, then there's an experiment lift, but I don't think I want to experiment with riding experimental lifts. So for now, regular lifts will be filled. Unless I give an enterprise for enterprising customers who think that it was a double impulse. And the indicator was actually from Cortex 1st gen but modified. In fact, the original Cortex actually had meters per second and other info of the lift, but those things, they don't work anymore. It's like the Cortex was actually quite different. Cortex back then used to cost Robux for you to use. Like, you actually needed to pay Robux back then. And no, I'm not joking about that part. There's a lottery for this game too. And to be fair, I haven't really done lift installations in Central Robloxia itself. The only thing I had interaction with is the EveryLift game. In fact, which is heavily underpopulated. Tanner Tower with the tissing crops. With fucking generic buttons. You can tell they're mad because I'm mad at that. Cortex sound effects. Those lifts still feel original. What about this one? It's also a tissing crop. Though I think I remember that they were artists. And the truth is, the dot matrix indicators are servicing UI with text labels, and it uses a custom font to make it into that. Separate characters, separate digits are, each digit is its own text label, which explains why. Text label 1 would say 1, then text label 2 would say 0. It's basically how this indicator works. Rather than actually scripting a dot matrix indicator, they decided to use this rather primitive way of text labels for custom fonts. Custom fonts weren't really possible around before 2016 or 2017 as far as I know. But what I'm saying is that they got really popularized. In fact, but wait, what about that elevator? Wait, you're telling me to film this elevator? Why didn't you say so? To make this heavy lift longer than it actually is needed, we're going to take multiple rides in this elevator and elevator only. It's funny how the old heavy lift videos are shorter than the current ones. And the key difference is more commentary. Commentary is really good. It is something that you usually listen to. People wanted to hear commentary. They want to hear commentary in videos. But some people would rather prefer videos without commentary, but this video has a commentary, and this one is a hydraulic. Stupid one. Why do you choose hydraulics when you can use tractions? Commentaries are good because you can hear the person's own opinions and shits like that. You can see people who talk about whether this is created with a plugin, and this is a rather generic system crop. Sounds strange, right? Wait, is that our fake or real? No, it's just another text label. Clearly, I'm holding my mouse, and when you hover those buttons, the buttons will click itself. Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. They put an invisible wall. Oh my god, I'm stuck in this. There's only one way to approach it. Being stuck in this had extra countermeasures. We need to take an elevator up to make this EveryLift even more longer than it actually is needed. Making this video longer than 17 minutes. Of course, we do have a maze for people who are willing to get stuck at mazes. But the thing is, this is an EveryLift, not a let's go to mazes. And then we could ride this elevator. Oh god, how much time the video is paused. And of course a chandelier with HDE fixtures apparently, and see electronics indicator, and it's a glass lift. There's floor double cross, and there's floor P. Of course, it is the same height as the rooftop of Moray Heights. Of course, there are other rides, but this is an EveryLift, not Let's Ride the Water Slides video. Of course, the glass is a spectacular vision. And the only countries remaining in the Greater Robloxia is Central Robloxia and my country, Urviusctie. But wait, what about New Diamond? Sorry, but New Diamond is not part of that role play. So yeah, that's kinda it for the public EveryLift. I think I need to put a label saying public EveryLift, but knowing me, I won't actually do that. Instead, I would simply not include the word public and just call it EveryLift, Grand 4 Points Hotel, retake, or just, oh my fucking god, what am I supposed to do now? In fact, looking at this map, you can see how much it changes over 9 years. Everything's at a walking distance in this game, because much of everything you do in this game is focused around this entire building. Of course there aren't cars in the game, but what? Do you really expect that you would drive cars in a hotel game? Knowing that Love the Elevator's old username involves the word hotel, this is probably the most relevant thing. This door was a group only door, but now it doesn't have a point because the game is restricted to a certain group only. If you wish to play this game, you must join the group listed in the description. Or alternatively, no, I won't include the group link. Rather, I will include the place link, and the group can be accessed by... No, that's not how it works. You see... Fuck it, I will include the group link. Enough talking, enough pausing the videos, enough riding water slides, enough playing old roblox, enough playing old roblox, enough asking people about looking at their tail, enough driving cars as fast, of course, enough all of this, and enough falling out of cars, enough flying using admin commands, enough trying to cross the border, enough leaving Roblox games, enough killing people, enough using autoplay for Stepmania step charts that are not mine, and finally, enough using OBS Studio to record videos. Oh, I forgot to mention. Enough with overusing this, enough with gag. It's so annoying to overuse that. So yeah, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next fucking video. Bye bitches. See, that's how this video is supposed to end. Not with see you guys next later. It's with bye bitches. Get it? Get it? Get it? Just get it.